Hello good people! This is FisherTwelve and we have another exciting Call of Duty eSports video for you guys today. As always, and today we're talking about Mbos, Mr. Money B, who unfortunately got released from Optic Nation just before Christmas, but fear not, Bose is still staying in the Optic House and is looking for a new team. But with Season 1 already underway, who knows if teams are even looking to make a roster change, and that's what we're going to discuss today. Now, I see three potential outcomes for Mbos, and that's joining Elevate, joining Prophecy, and probably unlikely, but not finding a team. And this is, just as of now, these are my, guesses. And I'll explain my thoughts behind each one. So, firstly, with Elevate, they haven't really been playing well, to be blunt. They've been playing better very recently, but they had a poor placing at Columbus. They're currently 7th in the MLG Pro League at the time of me making this video. And after this weekend's 5K, Killer was going off on Twitter about how they can't win a hardpoint. And Mbos would definitely, without a doubt, help their hardpoint game. Now, I'm not sure who they would drop. Initially, Study or Spacely would be my guess. But Spacely is their best hardpoint player and their best S&D player if you go by Season 1 stats. And Study, as I said in my denial video, is always in the middle of that stat spread. He's not the best player, but he's never the worst. So, why would you drop Stud when you know what you can expect from him and get that consistency? And, of course, Mirix is going to be Killa's right-hand man, the duo right there. So, I'm not sure who they would drop, but I think somewhere in that roster there's potentially a spot for Bose. The next option I proposed was joining Prophecy. And Prophecy has been an impressively surprising team in Advanced Warfare so far. In my opinion, I don't think many people were expecting them to place as well as they did at Columbus, and I don't think people were expecting them to be playing as well as they currently are in the Pro League. But the question still remains, are they a championship caliber team? And I think Parasite finds himself playing the objective role more often than he would like. I see a lot of his uplink games, and he is usually the top slayer and the top scorer when they play uplink. And he also has history with Ricky and Mbos as teammates, so I could see Prophecy probably dropping Legal, who is much less experienced player, than anyone else on the team, and then replacing him with Bose. I don't think they would drop Fears just because Fears is typically a player who comes out strong at the beginning of these games. So he's a good player you definitely want around at the start. And as I mentioned, Legal, who's much less experienced, it would seem almost an easy trade in my opinion to swap Legal for Bose to make Prophecy a championship caliber team. And the third option was unfortunately not finding a team. I think it's entirely possible that the teams in Season 1 aren't looking for an objective player since it's not a very sought out role. People really want Slayers on their team, and that could leave Mbos ultimately without a team for the remainder of Season 1. Now, I don't think this would be a bad scenario for Money B. Sure, you want to play in Season 1 and attend LANs and compete, but without having to dedicate so much time to those things, Mbos could focus on creating videos, streaming, and ultimately growing the Mbos brand, especially while he's still a part of the Optic product. He should be continuing to use that to his advantage, because no one knows when competitive Call of Duty is going to end, or when it's going to drop off from the scene, or when people are not going to be interested in it anymore. It looks like it's in an upward trend, but God forbid something were to happen, you want to make sure that your brand, stands on its own. Much like Nadeshot does, much like Scumpy does, Mbos should want the same. He wants to make sure that the Money B, the Mbos brand, stands tall. If there was no Optic, if there was no competitive Call of Duty, he wants to make sure that he could survive being his own personality and not needing a team. So those are my three predictions for Mbos' future. I think he's doing well by waiting till after Orlando before looking at his options. Events usually breed team changes, so there's a good chance that there'll be even more options for him once Orlando ends. Teams, more so ones with bad placings, are especially likely to make a roster change within the first 4 days after an event than any other time in the season. So things are definitely looking up for Mbos. I expect him to find a team. I don't think he'll be without. I think that's a very slim possibility. But let me know in the comments where you think Money B will end up. But that's going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And make sure to follow me on Twitter at FisherTwelve, same as the channel name. There'll be a link down in the description alongside a link to my live stream at twitch.tv/FisherTwelve, a live stream Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.